Okay, guys. So now let's kind of resume our discussion. So the next thing that I will kind of looking at. So I hope you got an idea about like what all artifacts, what all labs environment we will be seeing shortly, and how it will be useful for you guys to handle kind of any kind of investigation. Okay. Now we'll look at certain things specifically for Windows. So one of the things that I want to again kind of share with you guys is, let's say, this poster. So knowing abnormal. So let's say when you are dealing with any kind of Windows or Linux system, let's say for now Windows system, how you can kind of spot out, okay, uh, what softwares are like running as abnormal or suspicious, or what softwares are like kind of, because when you investigate a Windows laptop, maybe you get hundreds of process that is running that currently, or maybe was running previously. So how you can figure out, okay, what processes are suspicious or what processes are abnormal. Okay, so then there are different ways to kind of highlight those things. Okay, maybe one other thing, guys, what I will say is that, and now as I told, like you have the scripting power if you know Python language. I will say that whatever thing we discuss, if you get implement a coding on that, okay, that can highlight all those things automatically. That will be really, really good exercise, as well as it will save time. And let's say when you do the similar analysis next time, you just run your code and let's say the code will highlight all the abnormal activities that is mentioned on this poster, for example. Okay. So I'll suggest you guys maybe take that kind of exercise and develop that kind of a mentality where you learn anything, you just code it out so that you don't have to repeat the same task again and again. Okay. So so there are a lot of things unusual. So there are a lot of things like, let's say, ROG process. So ROG process, by which we can kind of, let's say, discuss about like what all are there any kind of suspicious activity that is happening over there. So let me just quickly go through that one by one. So for an example, let's say this is the screenshot of the process that was running on a window host at a particular time. There's a tool called process hacker, or like your own similar task manager. You can figure out, okay, what all process are running. And thing is that how we can figure out that, okay, if there's anything malicious or not. So for that, one of the way that how we do that is by finding the parent and child relationship. Okay, by finding the parent and child relationship, we can kind of understand, like, if let's say this exe file is malicious or not. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through this one by one. And thing is that, guys, whenever you are dealing with any kind of investigation, you will actually encounter these all processes that are highlighted over here. Okay, so I'll quickly go through those things and then we'll look at those things during the lab environment. So like system is like a process of the Windows, which is like let's say it's an authentic process, and you can get a lot of details from there to like it has no parent process. Like if you see over here, it has no parent process, and it is actually starting at the boot time, for example. Okay, this process. Similarly, the sms.exe, it has like one master instance, another child instance per session. So you will see that sms.exe is executing only once, uh, only one, and the parent of that sms.exe, it's a valid window process. And thing is that the parent of that is system. Okay, and it has certain things like, okay, when it is a start time, like within seconds of boot time from the master instances. So you have a lot of details like that when it gets executed. So thing is that, let's say, why I picked this thing. So you will always encounter few of the incidents where, let's say, a process was running with the same name like sms.exe, and maybe as a normal SOC analyst, we have a tendency that, okay, we see that, okay, it's a uh, Microsoft owned software, then it is not malicious, for example. We think like that. But we need to also check a lot of other things. Like, for an example, for the sms.exe, we need to figure out, okay, let's say there is a malware that is running on the host with the same name, sms.exe, then the trend that we are seeing over here, it will be totally different for that sms.exe. So even if that malicious process was named at sms.exe, there will be certain deviation from its own original characteristic. The first characteristic that will be deviated is definitely the parent and child relationship. So maybe the SMS.exe might be executing as a child of SBC host.exe, for an example. Okay. So in that case, what we can say is that we can quickly figure out that SMS.exe is actually malicious, because the parent-child relationship of the SMS.exe says that it should be the parent should be system, but here we are seeing that the parent is SVC host.exe. Okay. So you will be kind of encountering those kind of scenario in a usual sense. Okay. And then we can say that, okay, this is not the actual SMS.exe, it is something malicious. Even like just by seeing the time when this process was ran, we can say that, okay, it is not something within seconds of boot time. It is something like, let's say, after 1 hour of boot time. So we can say it is like, again, like malicious. Okay. In similar manner, we need to know about the other process like winInit.exe. Again, like it has certain characteristic, like it starts in seconds of boot time. It has like its own description, what it does, and then how it is created. Okay. So it is created by instance of SMS.exe, which exists. So with exit. So that's the reason why you are not seeing again a parent process of this, because this process is run by SMS.exe, and once it is run, that original SMS.exe actually exit from the system. So that's why when you saw that process using process hacker, maybe you won't be able to see that thing. Okay. So one thing we can do is, let me just start the Windows 7. So let's see if it starts. Okay. So this is all about the like winInit.exe, and okay. Okay, I'll figure that out what the issue is. Okay, so it says there's an error and then it starts. Quite funny. Okay, and thing is that if I go to the task manager process, we can see that, okay, there are multiple processes kind of running over here. So I'll just click show process from all users. I'll start a window as a Windows as a host. And what we can see is that there are multiple processes that is running right now. This is a clean system.